What's up, faithful? We are back. Welcome to the East Coast Red and Gold podcast. I'm Niners Jess, along with Ty Austin, Maddie B, Niner Lady Dina. It is Wednesday, July 9th. I hope everyone had an awesome 4th. Let's get right to it. How you guys doing?
Good.
Doing well.
Here, and we can hear everybody. It's so amazing, right?
Life is good.
We're all good, all excited.
Imagine that.
Love
Technical issues out of the way.
We
That's
are
how we
so
like
pumped.
Got it done pre-show.
So pumped.
Woo! All right. So
Yeah.
before we get started, we are brought to you by Faithful Gear. Get your customized 49ers gear at faithfulgear209.com. Again, it's faithfulgear209.com. All right. So before we get to position groups, I want to touch on something that just came out a little while ago. Demarcus Robinson. He was sentenced to 36 months probation. But we have yet to hear from the NFL. What are your thoughts on this situation going into the season?
Well, I guess the first question is, right? Like, does this count as? I know he had. Didn't he have like a substance abuse thing previously? Did he have a suspension at some other point?
I'm not sure.
Last
That
year?
I'm not sure.
Not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he did or not. If he did, then it may fall under that. If not, look at how long it's taken the Ray Rice thing, the Rashee Rice thing to come out. And go along. Like, even though that one is settled, the Jordan Addison thing is another one that's going to be done this year too. Another similar scenario, DUI, things of that nature. I don't know. It could be 4 games, could be 6 games. And he's slated to be the direct backup to Brandon Ayuk. So, like, is Isaiah Hodgins going to be the opening day starter?
Wow.
If he does get suspended? Because that's a possibility. He's 3rd on that depth chart.
Okay.
And he's a veteran. Like, it's not like he doesn't know what he's doing. He was actually fairly talented for some terrible Giants teams. So, like,
I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It's something you don't want, but it gives the youth, those youths, the young guys, a chance to grow, a chance to get their reps, a chance to show what they can do. So, something like this could be a blessing in disguise for the future development of the wide receiver core.
Shit happens.
Hey.
It sure does.
So yeah, I mean, it just, things happen. Like Ty said, it gives like the youth time to step up. I think this is a big opportunity for Juwan Jennings again, even for Ricky Pearsall. Hopefully Jacob Cowing makes the team and is out there. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We'll just have to deal with it. And, obviously the Niners are prepared for it. So we as fans should be too.
Yeah.
Dina?
Yeah. I don't think it's, I understand now why the NFL's not really reacting yet, because it's nothing really to react to yet. But it does give the other players a chance to step up. And like you said, Ty, more reps. Let's see who they are. Let's see what they can do. We can't rely always on one person. I'm sorry. Like you said, Jess, shit happens. So we have to take it and move on with it. Who else is going to step up? Who else do we have? Shout out to my boy Bebop. Mwah.
Rob D say Maddie giving Terminator vibes.
I've had a lot of I think I really actually need to run through at least the first 2, right? I don't know why. But you know what? Honestly, are we surprised by this? Mayoka was talking about him getting at least a 3-game suspension back in early May, right?
Yeah.
Am I missing something? Is this some honestly, this might just mean that he only gets 2 games where he doesn't get any jail time, right?
Right.
That's a possibility. You never know. So if he's looking at the possibility of at least 3 games, then that means it's going to go in one direction or the other, right? In all likelihood. So it's either going to be 2 or 4 based on what I'm thinking. I think it'll be
It's 2 to
based
4,
on
definitely.
based on
Yeah.
what happened here. It depends on how the league decides to translate it, right? That they translate this as okay, there's no jail time, or do they translate this as guilty,
Mhm.
It's just one of those no contest deals where if you stay out of trouble like for a certain amount of time, it eventually becomes a nothing, right?
Right.
Like, so
Yeah.
and I could see it on appeal. Like I could see them starting with 4 and then getting appealed down to 2.
The 2,
Right.
exactly. That's the
So
process.
that's kind of
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess 2 to 4 games. If it's anything more than that, then like clearly the NFL is once again out
Right.
to get us, as
Exactly,
we all already know, have experienced,
Mhm.
seen, and know firsthand. So
Steve-O says normal probation is a year. Well,
Okay.
I like to think no news is good news.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with that.
look,
For
it's
now.
not
Exactly.
DV, it's not SV, it's not SA, it's not any of those awful things that you cannot come back from unless you are 127% innocent, right?
Man.
Count your blessings and let him learn his lesson, right?
Mm-hmm.
He could have been a Henry Ruggs. That's not
Exactly,
out of the
yeah.
realm of possibility.
Right.
So
It's true.
each of 36 months.
Yeah.
All right. So PFF did a list of the top coaches. Let me bring it up here. Pro Football Focus listed Kyle Shanahan. This is from Chase Senior on Instagram. Pro Football Focus listed Kyle Shanahan as the 7th best returning head coach in the NFL going into 2025. That's too low, which I agree. Shanahan has his faults, but he's undoubtedly a top 5 coach in the NFL. Sean Payton, John Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin, Jim Harbaugh, what have you done for me lately? Shanahan has been to 4 NFC championship games and 2 Super Bowls in the last 6 years. The list is Andy Reid, Sean Payton, Sean McVay, John Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin, Jim Harbaugh, Kyle Shanahan, Nick Sirianni, Dan Campbell, and Kevin Stefanski. Thoughts on this
Interesting.
list, guys? Ty.
Yeah, that I'm just looking at Kyle's ranking and say he's way too low. I mean, to accomplish what he's accomplished, and when you think back, going through 3 quarterbacks in one season, losing players, etc., to still have the success that the team has had, it should be way higher. Just think of the coaching, how he's had to replenish his staff basically every year, yet the team is still achieving a high rate of success. You got to give him kudos for that stuff. So to say like, oh, he's way down here when he's accomplished more, his team has accomplished more than a lot of those guys above him, it's like, come on. Like, seriously? It's like, are we judging Sean Payton from last season, the season before last, or are we judging him from 15, 20 years ago at this point?
Right.
What are we doing here? Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's wonky. It's wonky for sure. But that's PFF. Pro football foolishness. What can you say?
Yeah, I mean, I don't get Kevin Stefanski on this
Why
list
is he
at
on
all.
the list?
Please make it make sense.
Even
Top
okay,
10 at that.
right.
10.
And even Nick Sirianni, which I still don't know what he does as a head coach.
Mhm.
Yeah, he won the Super Bowl, so I guess he deserves to be on this list. But I do agree with Chase. It should be, Kyle Shanahan should be top 5. Sean McVay won the Super Bowl. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
I still think Kyle Shanahan's a better coach than Sean McVay.
Yep.
Dina, your thoughts?
Okay. First of all, I would not Sean Payton. Really? Number 2. I I would put Kyle there, if anything. Sean McVay, seriously, I would make him like number 5. No, I'd make him like maybe number 4. And Sean Payton, I'd make him number 5. I don't understand how in the world you could put Kyle at 7. And like you said, Ty, given what he has done with an offshoot team that has been revolving in constant change, year after year, day after day, injury after injury, and this guy comes back with the quips. I can't see how you could put him at 7 and not make the top 3. That's my take on it.
Rob D says he needs to improve as a head coach, but an amazing play caller, and that he lacks some game management skills. Go ahead, Maddie.
Is he frozen? Oh no.
No, I'm not.
The
frozen.
Terminator smileth.
I know.
Do you ever
It's
just-
Terminator mode. He doesn't move.
do you ever just hate what you're gonna say so much, but really you have to say it, right?
Yeah, you gotta say it.
Like
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be too like snarky here, but Sean Payton's got, I don't know, 179 career wins, right? That's pretty good. He's got a 61%. He's got a 611 winning percentage, including the playoffs in his career, and he has won a Super Bowl. Yes, that's the only one he's gotten to, but remember, they probably should have gotten to a second one. But we all know how they don't like to call pass interferences towards the end of big games in the Superdome. So we understand that, right?
Yep.
I don't like the whole McVay thing, but again, did win one. Harbaugh, when's the last time the 49ers beat the Ravens? He should be ahead of Tomlin. He should be ahead of Tomlin. He should be ahead of Jim Harbaugh. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle should be 5. That's it. Like I can't disagree with that top 5. You could probably shake that top 5 up a little bit. I would probably no. I think just no. Peyton's fine at 2. I think top 5. I think you just swap. Basically, you move Kyle into 5 and you move everybody else down. That's what I would do.
And what about Nick Sirianni, Dan Campbell, Kevin Stefanski? What are your thoughts on them being on this list?
Look, I think Nick Sirianni is kind of a dickbag, but professionally speaking, I just need to run that with you. Okay. Like that's between all of us here and everybody who watches on the internet, right? Like,
wait, hold on. Is that 1 word or 2 words for the record?
Really, honestly, it depends on the day, frankly,
Okay.
and like where you're
Okay.
from, right? It depends on the part of Pennsylvania you're from. Depends on what part of Jersey you're from. Like,
It's true.
Philadelphia fans are hard. I don't want to make this any more difficult than it really needs to be.
Yeah.
Right. Like, they're mad about ham sandwiches and Taylor rolls or whatever it is. Like, I don't ham pork. I don't know what the hell the thing is. Right. Like, there's too many civil wars there, and I don't need another one. So to me, like that, I could flip flop Dan Campbell around, but again, Sirianni's one. I'd probably put Sirianni. I'd put Sirianni ahead of Jim Harbaugh. Again, Jim Harbaugh has not won a Super Bowl, so that would probably be the switch there. And Stefanski, guys, he has gotten a lot out of some very, 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 very mediocre talent, right? Like he got 15 wins out of Sam Darnold in the National Football League. Like, that is something that I don't think anyone ever would have thought was going to happen when he was getting released from Carolina and basically having to go into quarterback rehab in Santa Clara, right? Which is exactly where Mac Jones is right now. Fun fact. And Josh Dobbs was last year, although for some reason his rehab stint went weirdly. So I really wish I could get some answers on that one. Someone needs to write a book about the Green Bay game, but that's a whole other story. But I don't think that list is that bad. I think next year Mike Vrabel will be up there and somebody will drop. You can guess which one, who it might be, but I'm willing to bet Vrabel will probably be up there next year. I don't know who.
I would think that the Vikings coach would at least be number 10.
Yeah. I think Matt mentioned Sam Darnold with Stefanski. Stefanski's in Cleveland.
Yes.
Oh, excuse. I'm sorry. Wow.
Yeah,
I was
that's
thinking
not-
O'Donnell. My bad.
Yeah,
my
that's
bad.
not.
My bad.
Yeah, O'Donnell,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, never mind. No, that's who I'm putting there. O'Donnell. Like,
Okay,
not
there you go.
Stefanski.
See, this is what I'm saying. Like,
Phew.
how
Sorry, guys.
Stefanski like skip over a
Sorry,
guy
guys.
like that?
That's the last time I take my meds before the show. But yeah, I was thinking it was O'Donnell, right? Like the whole time,
Right.
because I just looked at him and I'm like, no, that Kevin O'Connell like seems like the right guy, right? Like, no, Stefanski. No, that's
Yeah.
no, thank you. No, thank you.
All right. So since Bebop was bringing up pork roll and Taylor ham, I have to ask, Ty, is it pork roll or Taylor ham by you?
What are we talking about? The
So you-
sandwich?
Yeah. Does New Yorkers say pork roll or Taylor ham?
I think it's pork roll.
I do.
Dina,
Mhm.
you pork roll?
Pork roll.
Maddie, what about you?
I have no idea. I have no idea on any of this. I just know it's a thing. I have no
Okay.
difference on the. I have no.
New Jersey's Taylor ham.
Right.
I have not a single dog in this. Pardon me. I have not a single wrestler at this premium live event. Pardon me.
Aha.
Let's update that for 2025.
What's up, Melissa?
Hey, Melissa.
And yes, Bebop, I could use a pork roll and egg and cheese right now.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Yeah.
All right. So Maddie brought up Mac Jones. Let's start with the quarterbacks. A lot of people are saying that Mac Jones should be traded. Tanner Mordecai could easily be number 2. What are your thoughts on that, Dina?
First of all, I was surprised Mac Jones was there when I first heard it. And I was like, ugh? I could see, I don't know. I wouldn't know if I wouldn't have put him at number 2. I mean, yes, he has the NFL experience. He has the arm, but I don't know. I'm at a crossroads. I would say like 2.5. But parts of him I like at number 3 and parts I'd like at number 2. Yeah, it still remains to be seen, but I mean, I'm glad to have someone that we have someone that has some NFL experience. But I'm still kind of shaky on him. I really am. I don't know where to. I would like to put him at a 2. I would like to put him at a 3. I don't know.
Oh, we lost Maddie. I just realized that.
Oh no,
Ty,
Terminator
you're up.
gone.
No, Skynet glitch.
It's not a show unless we have technical difficulties. So,
Exactly. We celebrated too early, Jess.
yeah, we did.
Yeah, this dude, I don't know. For me, we discussed this when Wayne was on about how Kyle has a type and like Mac Jones kind of fits his type, right? The problem is he hasn't shown the type of ability to play quarterback like on a winning level, at a high level, like to be able to compete the way we want to compete, right? So it's like, yeah, he's your type, but why would you go out and get that guy?
Yeah, see,
You know, it certain things just don't add up, and you could be like, oh, maybe I can rehab him or blah blah blah, but it's like, can you really?
yeah, see, I
Really?
stay here.
Yeah, I don't know
You
if that's
know?
going to work with Mac Jones.
Right, exactly. Like, dude's scared to get hit. Like, I don't need him throwing picks because he sees a rusher coming. He's like, just take it. Nah, I don't need that. You
There
know,
you go.
you know.
I'm McNiner. Maddie was here. We lost
You
him.
just missed him.
Technical
Hi,
difficulties.
Hi, David,
but
my McNiner.
he should
He
be
saw
back on.
he logged in and said, "I'm out." That's what happened. No, I'm stopped.
He's like, catch you later.
Yeah, but
Hello.
yeah, I see what they're doing. You know, get a veteran be the backup, blah blah blah. But
Yeah,
um,
I just
so it is what it is. But right now, it's him and Tanner as the backups. Our draft pick, Curtis Rourke. He's still dealing with the ACL. I think they're going to put him on IR for the year.
Yeah, I think
And
this is going to be a redshirt year.
yeah, we won't see him until next season. So we're going to be living with Mac in the back, and knock on wood, we don't see any of those guys on the field. It's BP13 all year long. So knock on some wood again. Knuckles are hurting, but that's good because we don't want to see them.
Yeah, no, you know what? We want to see all our starters. We want everybody to not be injured. We want everyone to be healthy this year. Speak
Right.
that out into the universe. Speak that out into the world. Yeah. So Melissa has a question for you, Dina. As a PA girl, who do you think is more likely to succeed in red and gold, Bryce Huff or Jason Pinnock?
Ooh. I kind of like Bryce Huff.
Why?
I really do. I don't know. I just, oh Lord, have mercy. Streak of lightning just came through. Okay. Yeah. I say Bryce Huff and the lightning started.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like Bryce Huff. Pinnock, yeah, but Huff seems more gutsy to me. More gritty, if that's a term I could use. Yeah, I would say Bryce Huff. More so than Pinnock. I mean, look, it remains to be seen. Remains to be seen. But I would still go with Bryce Huff.
Ty, what do you think?
I would bet on Huff, just because he sounds like he has a sense of renewed energy. Being back with Robert Saleh and being in his defense and seeing what he's got next to him, and when players know they're going to be utilized the correct way that fits their playing style, what they do best, and they have a coach that understands that, and they're seeing eye to eye, they tend to do very well. And Robert Saleh's greatest strength is the old KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. This guy does well at this thing, I'm going to put him in to do this thing and let him go do it.
Right.
I'm going to put him in a position to succeed, whether he's a veteran or a rookie. This is what I'm going to do. So, it's kind of the writing on the wall. Like, this is going to be a good year for Huff. Like,
you don't need a chalkboard for that one, right?
Right. Yeah.
Just a scripto.
Yep.
Bebop says D Ford 2.0. Would you agree?
In the fact that he'll be used in that situational pass rush like a D Ford, but I think he's a little different. He's built a little different, but he's going to bring that same excitement and explosion. Yeah, that same energy off the edge that D Ford did.
Steve-O has a question for you, Ty. Is that an 8-foot ladder?
9 foot actually. Off
and
by
Rob D says that you're going to have a TLC match at the end of the show.
Hell yeah, brother. It's going down. Couldn't resist.
Ooh, this is that type of show tonight, folks.
And Melissa, I hope so too. I hope I'm right too. Thank you, Melissa.
Yeah, Melissa, it's great to see you in the chat.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of Jason Pinnock, he wants to be a starter, wants to be an all-pro. Mm-hmm. Do you think he's a bit underrated?
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. Playing on some bad teams do that for you, but he has been around. Oh yeah. Snap into a Slim Jim. No.
Macho Man.
But once again, like when you think of the collective, of what we got up front, what we got at the linebacker position. And then he's there to like be that guy to kind of defend the back end of that with, once again, a good coordinator back there setting you up for success. He too can have a good year, right? So I like, it's a good place to be. It's a good position to be in. I equate it to Sean Gibson when we brought him in a few years back. And, you know, because of injury, we had to throw Gip in there. And he was starting week 1 and started the whole year and never let it go. And he played very well. This could be a similar type situation for Jason Pinnock.
Tina, what do you think?
Oh, I agree. Again, if he has the chance, the opportunity, and he has the coaching behind him to get him groomed for this spot, oh yeah, I think he can be a phenomenal force. That's not to take anything away from Huff, but I think with what he has coaching wise behind him and where he's placed and how he's utilized, let's put it that way, how he's utilized on the field, that has an impact. And I think he's going to be phenomenal if placed in the right position and the right part of the field at the right time. But I still like Huff.
Melissa says Pinnock was abused by the Giants and was used to band-aid over injuries and failures like Banks. Hopefully he can soar and thrive away from MetLife, because that field is a killer to the body and spirit.
Yeah,
It sure is.
Yeah. And we got to play there this year.
Yeah.
Bebop says Asante Samuel Jr. a good pickup for us.
It would be.
Yeah.
Need a third corner.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll wait to camp, see what we got in place.
Yeah.
But if you want strong depth, you know, it could be. And once again, he would be the third corner. And what I mean by that is clearly Green would be a starter. Lenore would be the other starter. It's actually reverse. He's 1. Lenore's 1. Green is 2. And if one of them have to leave the field, the guy you want on the outside is that third outside corner. That could be Asante Samuel Jr.
What do you think, Dina?
Oh yeah. I like the guy, but you know, I could see him as being on the outside more. Other than that, it's not bad. It's not a bad pickup. Pickup. I'm sure he'll be utilized in some way, shape, or form.
It was
Welcome
the
back,
shades.
Maddie.
It was the shades.
Oh, the
They were too
Terminator
powerful.
series.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Internet couldn't handle
what
it.
happened, guys. Couldn't handle anything. No, it wasn't.
Mhm.
The internet was fine. The browser said, "I'm sorry, we can't help you anymore. We're done with you." That was it.
That was
I was
me
like,
a couple
oh.
weeks ago.
I'm like, oh, okay. So then I closed it out and I did the thing, right? You know, where you do the thing where you just restart it. No.
Uh-huh.
So then I had to like restart the entire computer, but I'm
Oh.
back now.
All right.
Well,
I'm
that's
on
good.
the world's oldest browser. Like I'm pretty sure I had to like pull up an AOL browser, but I'm here.
IE7.
All right, so we're talking a little secondary. We were just talking about Asante Samuel Jr. What are your thoughts on possibly retaining his services?
I don't want anybody whose parent has a. How do I word this? How do I word this?
Tell senior to stay away.
That what I mean, like I don't want too many like behind the scenes guys. You know what I mean? Like they just. I don't need to. I don't need to hear you talking about your kid's team this year, right? Like, Yeah, the
Yeah.
Dolphins probably are a mess. I think we all know that. But like, are you saying that because you really know, or are you saying that because your kid told you that? Or are you like, there's so many things. So just to whip that out there like that to me is kind of like, what if that's the only team that wants your kid to play, right? Like, what are we doing? I don't know. It just, I don't think you need that vibe around the team. It's not a vibe you need right now. This year's been pretty solid vibes so far, right? We don't need anything else.
Ty, are you painting?
No, I was hanging something.
Everybody's so curious about the
I
damn
know.
ladder.
I've never been more popular. I got a damn ladder.
Goodness.
I've had
Forget
a 9
what we're
foot
saying.
Christmas
It's
tree.
all about the ladder.
The ladder is the star of the show.
All right. So, Maddie, we were talking Jason Pinnock too. Do you think he's a bit underrated?
Yeah, I mean, anybody that does okay with the Giants and like moves forward is worth a shot,
That's what I
right?
was laughing
Like,
at.
that's hilarious. He's got a good head on his shoulders, right? He knows the system. He's one of Salah's guys, right? They basically let Robert Saleh build a defense, and they gave him a pretty shoestring budget, to be quite honest with you. And if he can get some things out of there, like if not, I guarantee you there'll be a safety on the market somewhere, right? Like that's not something that you can't find. So I don't.
Melissa says that she feels Asante Samuel will always be that player haunting fans because they picked Aaron Banks over him. Now Banks is a Packer.
I don't know. I define haunting.
Happens every draft. Yeah.
Maddie, you mentioned Isaiah Hodgins earlier. Melissa says that he's a joke and not even the wide receiver depleted Giants wanted him anymore.
I don't necessarily buy that. There are certain franchises that generally don't know what the hell to do with some talent. Do I think the guy is going to be an all-pro? Probably not. But the dude usually made catches on third down with someone like Daniel Jones at quarterback. Like, pretty sure Brock Purdy can get some usage out of him, right? Like he got some good ball out of Chris Conley last year and the year before too. Like,
yep.
Let's. This offense is designed to go to whoever the matchup disadvantage is, right? So if he happens to have a matchup disadvantage one time, that's where it is.
So are you guys confident or worried about the secondary? That's Marquise Siegel, Upton Stout, Renardo Green, Demo, Jason Pinnock, Richie Grant, Jair Brown. What do you guys think?
Really wish they had some taller guys.
Tall safeties are rare, though.
Tall defensive backs in any sort of way, or
Yeah.
even like wingspan, right? Like
Exactly.
I still wake up in the middle of the night with like flashbacks to Michael Irvin picking it off of Eric Davis's helmet in 1992, right?
Yeah. I'm not worried too much. And speaking as someone who's vertically challenged, I had many coach and gym teacher tell me in rugby and judo that I have the advantage, especially in rugby because you have to get down real low.
Gotta get low.
So
Yep.
I was very good at that. So yeah, I'm not too worried, but the proof is going to be in the pudding. We have to see what's going to happen. I'm just going to leave it out there and hope for the best and let them do what they're paid to do. Hopefully they will do it in a positive way to our advantage without getting hurt or doing other things like stupid penalties. So
I feel that the shorter you are, like at that position, like the quicker you are, like to turn, get to the ball, like as opposed to like, being a wide receiver, to me, a wide receiver should be taller. I don't know. I could be wrong. What do you guys think?
No, I agree. You should a wide receiver. Yeah, you need those legs. I mean, come on,
Uh-huh.
giraffe, gazelle legs, leopard legs. You know, you got. Yeah, I mean, they have to. They have to be taller. I can't. One of the, and I know I'm going to age myself here, but one of the only two Eagle players that I respected. One was Reggie White. The other one was Wilt Montgomery.
Mm.
I'd love to see that man run. And and back then I was a Steelers fan, but if he was playing I'd love to see him run. And you have to have. Oh, I'm sorry, Lord. Okay, I didn't mean that. You have to have that speed and those legs. And if that's, you look at someone like Jennings, right? I mean, he did some phenomenal moves that if I did it, I'd have a broken hip and a busted femur. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not too worried. I'm just going to let it be. I want to see what they have and what this line can do. Because God knows we need it. We need a change. We need a change of pace. And we need those fresh bodies. So I'm not too worried. Not yet. Now ask me after game 3. Then I might worry.
Yeah.
What do you guys think, Ty?
Yeah, I'm not worried about the safety position. It's just, we got guys who are out for OTAs, so we don't know. That's what the big question mark is. But all reports says, aside from Mustafa, like everyone should be back for training camp.
I forgot about him.
So everyone should be there. And at that point, sky's the limit. Open competition. Let's go at it. We got a full stable, right? With Mustafa due to return at some point. Someone really needs to sit down with him and ask what's really going on. Jess, me and you should text Matt and be like, hey, Matt, if you want some good content, this is what you need to ask. But I think, just right now it looks depleted, but at camp, all those guys will be there. So the competition will be heavy and they'll sort it out. Right. So that's fine. So I'm confident, with the safeties that will be there, at that point we'll have depth. So that will make me feel even better. Let's rock.
Bebop Gip isn't signed.
I don't know.
Melissa, going back to Jauan Jennings, what do you think he should be here past 2025? Do you think he gets 1,000 yards? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I hope so.
I mean, he was going to get 1,000 last year to stupid refs.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Okay.
Like, let's throw out the good guy.
Yeah,
like the guy who did nothing wrong. Let's throw him out.
We don't even warn anybody anymore. Everybody's so unbelievably afraid. They just throw them out immediately.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, 2 15-yard penalties would be way worse. Like, just do 2 ensuing 15-yard penalties, but give it a 30-yarder. I guarantee you that'll stop.
There's a comment that I wanted to. Here we go. What's up,
Ooh.
Papa J?
Jay.
Going back to the defense, he'd be more worried if the defense was under Wilkes or Sorensen, but under Saleh, he thinks we're going to be fine in the secondary.
Interesting.
Okay.
Look,
This
we
is
all
not
we
his
have all
forte.
we have
So.
we have talked, however, like the
Hey,
two of
what
the
up,
biggest
Turtle?
two of the biggest upgrades this team made this year was with special teams and defensive coordinators, right? So
First thing to happen.
Yeah.
Melissa says you think Sal will learn from the Jets to quit that soft zone defense, or the secondary will be different because we have way better DBs than in 2019 or 2020. Maddie, what do you think?
I think it's gonna be dependent on the matchup. I honestly hope everybody gets over this whole zone thing. I think it's stupid. I mean, really, I think it just gives up entirely too many chunks of yardage. This team is ridiculously bad on third down. Has been for forever defensively. Third and long, I don't understand it. I've never understood it. Third and long is the worst down for this team, even when they do well. It's a sieve. It has been for forever. You start closing that up, all of a sudden you start looking at things, right? Special teams becomes a positive. You know what? Even if the offense just improves fractionally, right? Then this team is loads better than they were last year. Loads better than they were last year. They were deteriorated in so many different ways last year. Like it was a vehicle right before the inspection where you got to put some work into it, right? And they knew they had to put some work into it, so they put some work into it. And this year, they passed that inspection pretty well, right? Now they're probably all set for the fall, and everybody that doesn't have like a clear starter, every position behind them has massive competition, as Ty was just talking about. With the secondary, it's not even it's literally everywhere, right? The linebackers behind Warner, the defensive line, and like everything. There is so much competition on this team, top to bottom, and that's only going to help special teams as well, right? Like, because then you're still going to have good quality guys there, not just guys who are there because they can do special teams. No, it's guys that can actually play special teams and actually play for you as well, and not like leave you completely exposed in a Super Bowl in the second half, right? Not that that's ever happened to us before. Things like that.
Tina, what do you think?
I'm ready for it. I think it's going to be a good season, and I'm ready to see what he has to offer. And I want to see what difference. I mean, we can only go up. After last year, we can only go up. And I'm ready to see us go up. I'm ready to see what everything can transpire, who can do what, who can step in at the right time, who can step in at the wrong time. But I think we have a good chance. And I'm trying to be very optimistic, but I don't want to be too optimistic yet because we haven't seen anything yet. I'm gonna put myself in a wait and see mode. Uh-oh. Flash flood warnings in my area.
Yeah.
Well, that's not fun.
Hope I put the emergency brake on my car. Be floating down the street.
Yep.
Anybody see the Nissan with the 49ers plate? It's mine. No, I'm not gonna be. I'm like, like I said, ask me after the third game, because I'm still in a wait and see mode. But I'm very optimistic, but not too optimistic, because I don't want to get myself all psyched up. But I know the secondary, from what I've heard, what I've seen, is a good improvement, and with Sella back, that's going to be awesome. I mean, we already have the safeties, and Lenore. I'm happy. Like what was it? The comedian said, "I'm happy. I'm not too happy, but I'm happy."
Ty, what do you think?
What was the question? So I can answer specifically.
What are you trying to say?
Salah and the defense.
Solid defense will be fine. It'll be fine. I know a lot of people were worrying. Oh no, we got too many young players. We got this, we got that. Man, go to your history books and go back to 2017 where Robert Saleh came in fresh, never called the defense before, and took over an extremely young defense. We're talking guys who were second-year players and younger. There was a few veterans on there, one or two, but all younger, and had that team hungry, playing hard. And they got better and better and better as the season went on. He wasn't afraid to replace guys. Oh, this guy's playing better. All right, we're going to move him in. We take this guy out. We're going to put he made all the required moves to get that defense humming. And then the following year they were better, and then following years Super Bowl level better. Now he's much more experienced, has coached number one defenses a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's built for it. We got the perfect guy to be in there to, like, you know, get the defense to where everybody wants it to be.
Yeah.
And he just happens to, you know, meet up with some old guys like Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, right? Guys that love him. He loves them. They'll all right the ship together. So, like, the defense should be the least of everyone's worries, really. Simply because of that pedigree. And not to mention, Robert Saleh brings in a Gus Bradley, someone that he knows very well, trusts. They got the same wavelength that he can, you know, delegate some stuff to. I'm slapping my mic up like bitch. Pimp slapping the mic.
Angry Ty.
You know,
Angry
I got
Ty,
the
let's
ladder
go.
behind me. Oh yeah, brother. Let me tell you. He's got
Like
Gus Bradley
abuse.
there. Yeah, that he can delegate things to, which now allows him to free up things to plan more, be more creative, etc. So we're in a good place defensively just because of that one change. And everyone was like, oh, we need to hire somebody. We need to hire somebody. We can't rely on Robert Saleh. Man, thank God that Kyle and John saw what they wanted, remained patient, remained steadfast, stayed in communication with them, and boom, they got their guy.
Bebop says Saleh was the only one in the draft war room. It seemed that way.
Yeah.
Maddie, you think we'll miss Mooney Ward?
Yes and no. Last couple of years, he really hasn't been 100% physically or mentally. Not his fault. It's not a knock on him, just how it worked out. Like, he was ascending for a little while, and then right as he seemed to be ready to take that next step, get consistent, something rough would happen to him, right? So do I think he's going to be missed? Yes. Do I think his overall, like, what I think he's going to be moving forward, do I think they'll miss him? Absolutely. They're going to be like, man, we had him, could have let him go. But it just didn't work out for reasons completely outside of him and the team's control. So
Yeah.
That's just kind of how I look at it, right? Yeah, they're absolutely going to miss him, but they're also going to miss what he could have been.
Yeah.
Ty, if not the defense, what do you think fans should be worried about?
What was I telling everybody all last year? The offense was offensive. You got to worry about that. You got to worry about them scoring touchdowns.
Yeah.
You got to worry about them getting in the end zone. Can't win if you don't score touchdowns. You got to worry about that. So you got to worry about the offense getting right back on track and putting the ball in the end zone. That's the thing to worry about.
Dina, what do you think?
Yeah. Offense, definitely. And especially since it seemed like we had this barrier between the 20-yard line and the goalpost that was blocking us, stopping us. It's like it was an imaginary wall. We couldn't get there. We couldn't cross that line. Once we got near the 20 and near the 10, it was like, oops, can't get through. No touchdown here. And everything was right there, you know. So, yeah, the more touchdowns we score early, better off we will be. And as I say, score early, scratch later, you know. If we can get past that stumbling block between the 20 and the end zone, we got it. We got it. Oh, and what was it? The kicking. You know, if we can have that solid.
That's why we need the offense to do better, so we
So
don't
we
have
don't
to
need
rely
kicking.
on the kicking.
Exactly. And you know, like I said, we can get past that block that stopped us, that imaginary wall that seemed to block us from scoring. We'll make it. But yeah, the offense does worry me a little bit. But I know, like I said, we can just go up. We can't go back. We got to go up. And
Maddie, what do you think? Oh, sorry.
yeah, oh no, I'm sorry. I just hope to see that we do more, like go for it more in yardage, not so many short passes, but go for it in longer passes to get past that, to get to that end zone and get in the end zone. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Maddie.
No, and in this situation, I think the biggest thing I'm worried about with this team is them being able to survive a full season. So I want to see guys like Isaac Arendo get used. Right. I want to see guys like Jacob Cowing get used. I want to see them play. I want to see them get
Use
good
that
snaps,
depth.
have games, right? Use depth. That's what I want to see. And I want that special teams to be locked down, completely locked down. That's what championship teams do. This team somehow has managed to win the same amount of Super Bowls by having one negative special team play in every single Super Bowl win. It is absolutely bizarre. There's also quite a few in the Super Bowl losses as well. That stuff always comes back to bite you in the ass. Just how it works. I don't know how they dodged that bullet for so long. So hopefully the karma on this has changed. So I totally agree on the special teams. The offense is, to me, that's one of the biggest things, keeping it fresh. You have depth, use it. Isaac Arendo shouldn't be nerfed completely, right? It shouldn't be like Jordan Mason last year. Oh, Christian McCaffrey's back. Jordan
Both
Mason,
of
you
them.
just goodbye. Isaac Arendo, sit down, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. That cannot happen. I don't care what Christian McCaffrey says, does, what you think. Like, unless you're planning on running him into the slot, if you can't keep him on the field with one of those guys at the same time, are you really that much of an offensive genius? Because that doesn't seem like that does not seem like something that should take any sort of rocket scientist degree to come up with.
Oh yeah.
I think that severely limits this team's like versatility, specifically in different situations, right? Like that was one of the things that helped this team kind of change gears from the 81 Super Bowl team into the 83, 84 teams, right? Mm-hmm. Like you had in 83, you had Roger Craig, you had Wendell Tyler. You weren't really sure which one was going to be running the ball. You weren't really sure which one was going to be catching the ball, right? Very well could have been Roger Craig. A couple of years later, he had 1,000 yards. Like, you could easily do that with McCaffrey and still have Isaac Arendo with 500, 600 yards, right? I want to see this James kid get some run too. I hear great things about him, right?
Yeah.
Clearly he was drafted for a reason, and it's not just to look pretty on the practice squad. So, let's go. Like, let's use this depth. If you trust these guys to be on the roster, use them. Stop these stupid empty holes, because the league is not set up for that. And you can't really OTA practice for that stuff anymore. Like, that's this team isn't going to be at full strength until week 7, 8, 9. We see it every year.
Stride, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, even with full participation OTAs, even if everybody stays healthy through training camp and in preseason, right? They're still not going to be like full degas, right? Until like 8, 9, 10. And that's assuming decent health, right? So let's use some depth here, please. Let's start. You can't have empty holes on the roster. You can't have guys active just to be active. Like you can't have those the Ambry Thomases, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're on the roster, they're there, but we're not going to use them, I guess, for whatever reason.
Well, I say this I've said this before, not every year. But what's key to this offense is the fact that Kyle Shanahan will now be able to focus more on the offense than trying to also run the defense like he has tried to the past couple seasons. I also think on defense, Gus Bradley is going to be the sleeper coach for us this year. Last topic, our second round pick, Alfred Collins, has yet to sign his contract. Rookies report next week. Vets report in 2 weeks. Are you guys a bit concerned? Ty?
Yeah, I was shocked that he hasn't done it yet. I was surprised at it when I heard that.
It's a thing this year.
Yeah.
With these second rounders. They all want guaranteed money all of a sudden. Like they're acting the second rounders acting like first rounders, and they all want guaranteed contracts.
It's a showdown.
Yeah.
It's
annoying.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
McNiner says 30 of 32 second rounders have not signed, not just ours. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a thing. They all want these guaranteed contracts.
Epidemic.
And yeah.
And
It's
Rob
like,
D is
dude.
more concerned about his calf injury.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
should be
hopefully
healed by
that's
now.
hopefully that's taken care of.
Yeah, that should be okay.
Yeah.
So it's just getting them in the building. And I think once one guy signs, the dominoes will fall. And hopefully that happens, by the beginning of next week. It's just annoying. It's annoying. It's like not even first rounders. We're talking second rounders here.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, sign and get in camp. Oh my gosh. Sign a short 3-year deal and work toward getting your second contract. That's when you really get paid.
Yeah.
This first contract is, hey, I'm happy to be here. Let me show you my worth. Yeah.
Right.
Well, the hard deadline is next week, so we'll see what happens. All right, let's go to that hurry up offense. 2-minute warning. I'm way ahead of you, Ty.
I see.
Dina, you're up.
Okay. First of all, Papa J, I live on a hill, so I'm cool. I am stoked to see the offense. I want to see what the offensive line can do. I hope everyone stays healthy and we get to sign everyone. And shout out to Garendo. He and I have the same birthday. So happy belated birthday.
Hey, happy belated birthday to you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm old.
Yes.
Yeah, Maddie.
I'll get that stuff updated on the website soon. I've somehow managed to lock myself out of my pricing changer, which has been tremendous. And the support has been absolutely phenomenal from the website that handles that, by the way. So I'll be updating that soon, and then everybody can get their tickets pronto. So that's what we got.
All right. So next week, rookies report. The following week, vets report. People are going to be throwing out stats. Don't worry about the stats. You can't monitor interceptions. You have no idea what they're working on. Let's just enjoy it. Season's right around the corner. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Faithful Gear. You guys are great as always. Go Niners. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, I'm excited because you guys know me. I love camp because it's all about the young guys for me. I like to see those young guys get reps. We got a lot of them. So I'm happy to see the rookies report and just to see them out there and everyone enjoy it because it will mean that football is back, baby.
All right. And that does it for us. See you guys. Go Niners.
Peace.
Go Niners. They changed the layout. Damn, you StreamYard.
And of course, for the upset. start 49ers. They're 6 yards away from Pontiac. 3rd and 3.
We'll see a pickup sometime on the right side, possibly.
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone.